Donald Trump's continued descent into madness or dementia or some substandard mental capacity is on full display. Really does spell a dangerous situation for the country to have one of our candidates be so addled. And one of the parties, the member he is, the party of which he is a member, ignores it, completely acts like it is not happening. Donald Trump was in Pennsylvania over the weekend, giving one of his goofy rallies where he rambles on and on for 90 minutes or so. And in this particular set of clips, it is just a master class in ignoring a real and present danger to the country. Some are, funny. But the overarching element to this isn't funny. It is very, very serious that we could, come January 20th at noon, have an absolute danger to the republic back in charge. Now, look, this first one is the same thing that he does all the time. It is where he fumbles a word and then tries to pivot and say something else. But it's interesting that it happens when he is denigrating an entire population of people while not being able to get the words to fall out of his face correctly. Watch this.
Is it crazy, really? Just this week it was reported that an illegal ad, and you just look at this, what's happening.
An illegal ad, and look, you just gotta, when you do, and you look at what's happening. They all see it. They all witness it. They're there in the audience. They're voluntarily choosing to be there. And they're voluntarily also ignoring what is taking place with Donald Trump. He also prepped for today. He's in court right now while I'm filming this. Prepped the audience about his desire to be there. He's proud to be there because he's standing in the gap for them. It's a brief one. Watch this. Then we'll get on to the main course, the entree of this, which is him rambling as though he's some kind of a Civil War historian or enthusiast even. We'll just give him that much credit. And he just rambles saying nothing at all. But first, him...
Plenty of people have gagged me recently.
Being gagged in court.
From now... the entire world will witness the commencement of the very first Biden trial. They're all Biden trials, you know that, right? And I'm proud to do it for you. Have a good time watching. Have a good time watching. On Monday in New York City, I will be forced to sit fully gagged. I'm not allowed to talk. Can you believe it? They want to take away my constitutional right to talk. I have a crooked judge. This has never happened before, by the way. You do know that, right? Fully gagged before a highly conflicted and corrupt judge who suffers from TDS. Does anyone know what TDS is? Correct. Trump derangement syndrome.
Is Donald Trump's understanding of our criminal justice system so bereft of understanding? It's just so absolutely lacking in fundamental elementary understanding that he thinks that when he goes in, he should be able to just talk whenever? That's how it works, that a defendant can just start talking. Why doesn't he defend himself if that's what he thinks? If he wants such a pivotal role, if he wants to be the main character in this particular reality show, why does he not represent himself? The gag order does not prevent you from speaking on your behalf in court. Listen, if you want to talk that badly, Donald Trump, then you should testify on your own behalf. You should be a witness for yourself. You should jettison any reliance upon the Fifth Amendment protection that the Constitution protects of yours to not self-incriminate. Take the stand. Speak on your own behalf. Testify on your own behalf. He's not going to do it. He'll say up until the time, likely, that I'm going to do it. I'm going to testify. I can't wait to clear my name. And then he won't do it because it will incriminate him. And here is this moment, bizarre. I went through and transcribed it. Transcribing Donald Trump's rambling is one of the most difficult things to do. I don't mean in life, but it is tough. Like, where does one sentence start and where does the other begin, or stop and where does the other begin? It's a nutty nightmare. Listen to Donald Trump talk about Gettysburg as though he has any understanding of what took place there. How many American lives were lost at the Battle of Gettysburg during the Civil War. And listen to him describe it both as horrible and vicious, but also interesting and beautiful. It was a beautiful thing, says the multi-time draft-dodging coward who didn't have the mettle to serve his country while acting as though he's the greatest patriot who's ever lived and has all the bravery and all of the attributes necessary to go into combat. Watch this disgusting display from an obviously diminished character.
Theirs was much worse. It's where the Army weathered its brutal winter at Valley Forge, where General George Washington led his men on a daring mission across the Delaware, and where our Union was saved by the immortal heroes at Gettysburg. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch. And the statement of Robert E. Lee, who's no longer in favor. Did you ever notice that? No longer in favor. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost his great general. And they were fighting, never fight uphill, me boys, but it was too late.
You see, when he reads from the teleprompter, the prepared remarks, he's fine. He doesn't stray from the script. It's fine. The immortal heroes of Gettysburg who saved the Union, and you give him just a little bit of leeway to ad-lib and start talking on his own, and you get that word salad. Verbal diarrhea just all over the crowd. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was, the Battle of Gettysburg. What an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many ways. The carnage of a Civil War battle was beautiful to Donald Trump. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. What? Gettysburg. Wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch. And the statement of Robert E. Lee, who's no longer in favor. Did you ever notice that? That the traitor to our country, the man who commanded an army to kill Union soldiers, to kill American soldiers, traitor that Donald Trump holds in such high reverence, an enslaver of human beings, Donald Trump holds in high esteem. And he wants to be president of not the Confederacy, Donald Trump. He wants to be president of the United States of America, the country that was turned on by these seditious traitors to the United States, Robert E. Lee, and the host of other idiots that Donald Trump feels are heroes. Noble, righteous warriors fighting for a decent cause. That cause, you may ask, the legal ability to own human beings as property. Donald Trump thinks that is a wonderful thing as he rambles through how beautiful a vicious, horrible battle was. Make it make sense. I challenge you to do so. Did you watch any of this? Likely not. I didn't even watch it. I'm pulling clips from people who did do the hard work of watching it. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. We can have a conversation in the comments. You can also call and leave me a voicemail. I'm watching the trial right here, or the news breaking about it off camera. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I want to hear from you. If you want to help me do this, if you want to help support this work, if you want to help me create these videos, click the join button below this video on YouTube to become a channel member for $2 a month. You can also go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both great ways to support this work. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Wow, Gettysburg. Be genuine. Take care of one another.